Now we will be fabricating a forearm-based static extension orthosis. So for this orthosis, we're going to immobilize the wrist, but also just the MP joints of the digits, the index, middle, ring, and small fingers. We're going to be fabricating this kind of along the lines of if we were to be doing it for an extensor tendon repair. So first we're going to make our pattern. So we're gonna go halfway under the forearm and then all the way up onto the hand as well. And then going to go around the thenar eminence. And then we're going to stop it just proximal to the PIP joints to allow full motion of the PIP joints, but immobilize the MP joints. And I'll make that just a tad longer at the proximal end. So now we will fabricate the orthosis. So once it's heated and ready, we're going to line it up, and I'm going to roll around the thumb. And then I also like to roll it at the distal aspect by the digits just to avoid irritation. Just makes it more comfortable for the patient. And we're going to keep the wrist in neutral. And on this one, make sure you have a good fit into the palm. So at the distal end of the orthosis, what I'm trying to do is trying to make it fit appropriately. So it fits just proximal to the PIP joints. I might have to do a little bit of trimming. So I went ahead and marked the orthosis where I want to trim. So it's a little long on each side, so I am going to trim that off. Also a little bit on the side of the index. So as you can see, the wrist is in neutral, the MPs are in extension. And again, depending on what you're making this orthosis for, you want to position the joints accordingly. So here's the orthosis after trimming. So I trimmed on both sides on the forearm, and then the radial side and the ulnar side. I also had to trim just proximal to the small finger as well, because this individual's small finger PIP joint was significantly shorter than the ring finger. And then for straps, I'm gonna have one on the forearm, one around the wrist. And then over here on the hand, we will have the one strap split into two. So the joined part will sit over here, and then we'll have one strap that goes kind of across the MP joints, and then one that goes on the dorsum of the hand. So here is the finished product. So again, we will have one strap around the wrist, one around the forearm, and then one strap that sits on the dorsum of the hand, and then one that sits on the MCP joints. So this strap here, I like to make sure it's snug, to make sure that whenever they are performing IP, flexion and extension, that the MP joints stay completely immobilized. And then irritation areas, make sure that the thumb is okay, and then also when they perform IP joint flexion and extension, that there are no irritation spots.